obviously with the car being worked on the whole time, we haven't had much time to do too much. So quick practicing into it, Kiwi style.
I'm pretty calm. I'm in the car third, I think. John's going to start, and I think Jono's going to jump in. So it'll be a couple of hours before I'm in. So yeah, nerves are pretty good at the moment. I'm not starting, so that's going to it's put a weight off my shoulders. But yeah, it's a pretty happening place right now. So we're just running through some driver changes. We didn't manage to get it done last night. We sort of ran out of time.
It's finally happened. Amazing elation, sense of joy, relief, excitement. We're in for one hell of a journey today, and no one knows where it's going to go yet, but man, it's going to be fun.
Well, we're here in the grid. It's pitch black. Haven't done this before, and yeah, we're just finally here. I can't believe that the week's gone by so quick, even without delays. It seems like it's flown by. So starting P16, obviously a little bit further back than we've been testing, but you know, we're working to a plan, and I still think we've got a podium shot today. So I'm so pumped. Bugger all sleep, but still for some reason full of energy. I wonder why.
So finally, the car was on the grid and race proper would begin. And just like every other team, it would now be a waiting game. The true test of the team had now begun. As expected by many, a safety car was dispatched early on in the event, and whilst that spelled trouble for one or two teams, for Trass Family Motorsport it was a continuation of the same, staying calm and generally just enjoying themselves, because soon it would be time for the first pit stop, when the games cease and business begins.
Trass Family car, the 27 car, back in the mix, up in the 9th position.
The initial test would be how well they handled their first pit stop, having only had a couple of mock goes at it. Not only did they need to complete their tasks cleanly, they had to make sure that the little rules were not broken, such as how many team members are allowed across the line at one time. First pit stop, a pass mark for Trass Family Motorsport.
It's worth starting to go slightly in the rear, but I think that's mainly our car balance. Tell them I'm going to the cryo thing. Well, just what an unbelievable start, what an unreal race. I mean, we started a lot darker than we thought, like it was really hard over the top. A lot of guys with 24-hour lights that we didn't have, and just trying to judge the walls, and we were in a pack for a long time doing really slow laps. Then it all spread out, and next thing you know, we've got an early safety car and someone gets hit by a kangaroo. We missed a kangaroo by that much down Conrod Straight doing about 250 k's. So pure luck. He just kept on going. He didn't stop and have a look at the car, because if he did, he would have been in with me. It would have been all over. So, but the car's great. It just, yeah, really good first stint. Really happy with that. Lots of moments with other cars and things, but we survived it, and we got 8, 9, 12, 10 more, lots more to go. So yeah, report back later.
Okay, buddy, we must be getting close. You probably can see a fuel kilo read on the dash. It won't be far behind. They just made a little report about the rear diffuser. They flipped it around a little bit. We keep an eye. It's not a problem at the moment, but it could be a problem. So let's have a think about if it is a problem, how would we quickly fix it to hold it together? Just have to give it a bit of thought. So maybe cable ties and a drill might need to be ready just in case. Something along those lines. Okay?
Nearly 1/4 of the race had now gone by, and the number 27 had stayed away from trouble. But little things can quickly turn into big things, so the call was made to bring Jono in, top up the fuel and have a look at a potential problem. With that out of the way, it was soon to be the turn for Smythe to keep the Ferrari circulating inside the top 10.
Hours, so that's our 4th safety car. We had over 30 minutes, nearly 40 minutes or so between Jono and John, safety car, so that's why we've left the medium tyre on for another stint, and we'll run Graham through after 45 minutes or so. If we do get another safety car, we'll probably come in and get Graham out and fire on a set of hards, which we'll run through on the rest of the day. We'll be running hards. Otherwise, if there's no safety car, we'll just wait until we run out, until we get to low on fuel. So we'll play the strategy game in between.
We're trying to play the game really and catch the safety cars at the right time. That can often backfire on you, but so far that's worked perfectly for us. We took an early stop with Jono for fuel, and we've managed to catch that up with a couple of safety cars, and now with Graham in the car, we've just fueled up again, and a couple of laps later there's a safety car, so we were 1 minute and 50 behind the lead at that time, and now we're right back up on the train, so working nicely at the moment, but they can also go against you.
Jumped in the car second stint. John did a fantastic first stint, got us up to 8th spot. I went out, we had a couple of safety cars which sort of made it quite a cruisy start to the stint, and once it got going we went through the entire obviously tank of fuel. I was cautious but pushing, but it looks like we were really good in traffic. So to pit from second place, I couldn't believe it. I thought we were 5th or 6th or 7th. So, I mean, you know, it's obviously early days, but it's going really good at the moment.
Eventually, the team would have their first full deal pit stop. Driver, drink, fuel and tyres. And whilst it was not Formula One pace, it was completed trouble-free in 1 minute and 15 seconds, with only a couple of blokes rather than 20. The cycle would continue on. Team fun, keeping busy. More team fun, with the occasional driver swap and the topping up of fuel. It was all fairly routine, but as everyone who follows motorsport knows, even the tiniest of little problems can cause quite the setback. Soon, the team would be a lap down.
Graham's just come in. He felt it was a bit unsettled going over the hill. Originally he thought he had damaged some suspension in the right rear. It turns out it was just a puncture. So we got him to come into the garage, checked everything's fine, puncture, and then straight back out.
Graham's just come in. He had an issue with the seat where it was clicking. With the safety car, we had an opportunity to just rectify that, so we just clicked it into place. He's doing a really good job at the moment. He was in a battle pack and he's running just as quick as the front guys in the pack, which has been really impressive. That's exactly what we need at this stage in the race, and I think if we carry on like this and get on the lead lap, we're up for a good result.
So far, we've had an interesting run. We've managed to stay on the lead lap for most of the first 6 hours. Unfortunately, we had Graham get crook, and we had to get him out of the car for 47 minutes and get him down to medical so we could get hydrated up and fixed up. We got him back in the car, and unfortunately we got a puncture within just a couple of laps, so that was a green flag stop we didn't want, and that's put us a lap down. So we're hovering. We'll just... we're still reasonably strong for later. We'll just see how things pan out. But losing that lap wasn't ideal, and without that puncture we wouldn't have lost the lap.
So the first half of the race was reasonably smooth, but that was about to change. Scary news had come through. A wheel was missing from the Ferrari. A very nervous team now had to plan for the unknown and the possibility of remaining in the race.
Graham's come into the last corner after the safety car restart and hit the brake, and all we know is that something's broken. He hasn't hit anything, I don't believe, but he's stuck and he's past mid-entry, so we can't exactly drive backwards up the track to get in. The only way back is to do an entire lap, I believe, on 3 wheels. So I don't know whether the truck will be kind enough to duck him over the grass, but yeah, it happens.
There is a possibility we can bring it straight through. So we'll just get some Allen keys and just unbolt that. Just move that out of the way.
Just let it go until we get it off.
It looks like it's quite easily fixable. Marinello down there had a look and it looks like it's straightforwardish sort of stuff.
It doesn't matter. Brake cleaner. Don't touch the brakes.
Belts okay, Rick?
You want to do 4 new tyres? Come on! Torque settings for the caliper. 60. Take this one up. Take.
Big one. No. Small tree.
Knock out. Take the knock out.
Jump down over there. Get on.
Get it down.
Car can go down.
Down. Knock you out.
Brakes. Anything unusual, let us know. Thank you. Wheel fell off, came in on the tow trucks. The boys shot down there, took it out of park for me. brought it down to the pits, chucked a new disc on it. All the dowels were okay, banged a new set of rubber all round, and went out. Jono's in the car now, so see how we go.
What we're going to do is bring you in, top you off with fuel, do the oil in the engine, and then do your water in the steam tube.
You said oil temperature's at 130? And we're going to chuck oil in now, and we'll clean the...
clean the radiator.
What's Harmon doing?
He's doing the oil.
The oil, okay, with...
Can you do it by yourself?
Do it by yourself. All you do is you
So
go
what are you
plug
doing?
in.
I need to clean the radiators, and I need to check the oil cooler and blow from around the front of the car.
Okay.
And
And
you
I
like
will
talk the
wait.
oils.
I will wait and do the oil.
Right, let Harry do the water. He's out of water. Let Harry do the water, and then they can go straight out and do their thing.
And
Let
I'll
Harry
wait.
go out and do the water. As soon as Harry comes back, you go out and start that
I'll
process.
need a hand to get the socket off. That's all. You want to give me a hand because the socket jams.
As the day wore on and the hours left in the race kept reducing, Trass Family Motorsport had succumbed to the fact that the potential podium shown by the speed and position from practice, qualifying and the morning segment of the race was well and truly out of reach. But not wanting to quit, the team were doing whatever they could to keep the Ferrari out on the circuit. Overheating from inside the engine bay was slowly starting to become a way bigger issue than simply cleaning the radiators.
Obviously we're down and out, so we may as well go out and have a good time out the track. I mean, we're only, hopefully we're not only here once, but this is our first time, and it's going to be a year before we're back here at Bathurst. So that was awesome. It was 2 hours stint, and we're battling with the pole sitter, we're battling with the Largo Lamborghini, battling with the factory Bentleys. I mean, all the guys that are sitting in the top 3 or 4. So we've got genuine pace. We just have 13 laps in the hole, unfortunately. So I mean, we've got to look at the positives, and nobody in the team has messed up. It's been a fault that is nobody's human error. So can't be overly critical of ourselves. It's been a good weekend so far.
Sadly, the current run by John McIntyre would be the last. During the full pit stop, which would also include putting Smythe back into the driver's seat, the number 27 had had enough. The team's only real consolation at this point in time was from the fact that they caught the problem before sending Graham back out. The valiant charge at the Bathurst 12 hour for this beast and its crew was over.
let's just all take a breath now, and then we'll have a little meeting about what comes next. Alright, so just take a breath, go and get a drink, and we'll come back to it in 5 minutes or so. Right?
Just watching Bentley lead this race, the same Bentley that we were battling with for a good portion of the race. We really deserve to be out there today. You know, we've had an awesome run. The team have been faultless. Everybody's done their part, and I guess we'd be a bit more disappointed to withdraw the car like we're doing now if we had been running at the front with an hour to go, you know, which is what it is right now. You know, we obviously knew that we were down and the chips were against us, but it doesn't make it any less disappointing, because I think we all know that we could have achieved something great here today, but I guess this means we've got to come back next year, and we will be back next year in some capacity. I'll be back next year in some capacity, and I'm sure the Trass Family Motorsport team will as well, and you know, I'd love to be a part of it. So we've got an AGT championship to win now. This has been a great build-up. I think we can do it. I really do. Iron out these little issues. You know, we've had awesome help from Italy with Ferrari this weekend, and they've taught us a lot about the car, a lot of things that are going to, I guess, reduce the risk of having little issues this season. So I'm happy. I'm actually happy. I'm happy with the overall picture. I'm just disappointed with the result. I think ongoing it's really good.
The result and how it all ended is absolutely no reflection of the effort this weekend. I think that's why I'm so gutted. Everyone's so dejected, because we were a genuine top 10 chance, and I don't mean just around the edge of the 10. We're, you know, in maybe the top 6 all day. So look, it's a tough place to come, first time out for this team. So they've done a brilliant job. Thanks to Gerald. Thanks to everyone in the team, all our sponsors, all my sponsors. Love to be back again next year. So yeah, thanks for the support, everyone. Appreciate it.
Well, where do I start? Today just wasn't our day. It started off really good with John and Jono having a good first in each. I jumped in and I probably only did half an hour, and then started feeling really ill. Jumped out, went to the medical centre, got all checked, and had something to eat and drink. Jumped in again after that and did about a 2-hour stint. Felt really good, car was all good. And then we had a wheel fall. We had a flat tyre to begin with, came in, sorted that, went back out. I think we were running in about 7th, and then we had a wheel come off. So that sort of was where the day really started to go downhill. Everything other than that was really good. I think if we didn't have any problems, we would have been in for an easy top 10. I'm pretty comfortable to say that, but yeah, I guess it's just what might have been.
We've been on a real journey here. At the moment feeling a bit disappointed, but also quite happy and satisfied that we came here. We gave it our best shot. We performed really well. We got a bit unlucky with the car, and as they say, that's motor racing. I now feel that you know, it's good enough to give it another shot and come back stronger and better next time. So it's all good.
Well, we got really close, 11 hours in, and just turned to custard really. Big effort from everybody involved, especially the crew, with us arriving late. We were behind the 8 ball all the way. We were trying all the way until this morning of the race to actually finish the little jobs that we were planning to do on the 2 days we didn't have the car, while it was sitting on the boat bobbing in the ocean. Had that wheel issue, which is really quite perturbing, especially the wheel had been off for 2 hours, and she's overheated. And I think possibly some of the overheating has occurred when we've been doing these too many of these pit stops to fix the little issues, and once it gets to a certain point, it's very hard to bring it back down. So rather than damage the engine, save it, we've got Australian GT in 3 weeks, we want to make sure we're there strong.